So it was June 30th, 2023, and school was finally ending. So after school ended, me and my friend Robbie decided to go downtown by subway. When we went there, we decided to go to a pawn shop to look for some DVDs. While we were looking, I found an Incredibles 2 DVD for $7.99. Now me and my friend Robbie were fans of The Incredibles since 2018 when the sequel was released. I even had a game of Lego, The Incredibles, on the Nintendo Switch, and we liked it. Since we were fans of the first and second Incredibles movies, we decided to buy it. Before we left the store, the employee at the checkout told me,
"If the DVD you bought doesn't work or if you didn't like the movie, you can return it too. That's within 30 days.
And I was glad that the store had a 30-day return policy. After that, we took the subway home. After we got home, my mother ordered some KFC chicken and we ate before me and my friend Robbie went to the living room to see the movie. After we were done eating, we went to the living room to watch the movie. I pulled out my PS5, turned it on and inserted the DVD into the disk drive. It showed the short Disney logo at the beginning, but for some reason after the logo, it didn't show the Disney Fast Play menu, which was weird. Every Disney DVD should come equipped with Disney's Fast Play. Despite that, it showed trailers for Toy Story 4, Frozen 2, and Disney Channel's new show called Amphibia. By the way, me and my friend were also fans of Amphibia and we absolutely love the show. After the trailers, it took us to the menu. I pressed play and it showed the FBI warnings, and the Incredibles variant Disney and Pixar logos. After about 15 minutes into the movie, we get to the interrogation scene where the Incredibles are being interrogated for causing damage to the entire city because of the Underminer. However, the next part gets weird. After Rick Dicker leaves the interrogation room, the movie cuts to a black screen for 12 seconds and then fades into the next scene where the Incredibles are in a courtroom where they are being charged for millions of dollars in property damages and are being sentenced to 15 years in prison. Me and my friend were in shock to see that the Incredibles are going to prison, and I told my friend, "This doesn't feel right. It looks like we got the one with an alternate ending." And my friend Robbie replied,
"Yeah. We should stop watching this immediately."
However, we wanted to see what would happen next. After the scene where the Parr family are being taken to prison in a van, they get to the prison, get their mugshots, get into their prison uniforms, and are sent to their cells. Bob Parr was very furious that he and his family went to prison for trying to save the day, and he said, "Why would they do this to us? Why would they do this to us? Question mark. After that, the movie cut to black and the credits rolled, but the music was in a demonic tone. After the credits rolled, it showed the same Incredibles variant Disney logo, but it looked horrifying. The sky was darker red, the castle was orange instead of red, and the Disney logo text was blood red instead of yellow. After that, it showed the Incredibles variant Pixar logo, but it also looked horrifying. The background was black, the text was blood red, and the lamp was also blood red, but its light bulb was still yellow. After that, it showed a black screen for 30 seconds until a jump scare came up. The jump scare was so loud that it froze my PS5 with the jump scare sound still going. I had to hold down the power button on my PS5 until it turned off. I then turned it back on and the PS5 was still working after the jump scare. I then ejected the disc and threw it on the floor, but it only received a minor scratch. After the movie ended, me and Robbie were traumatized to see this movie. By the time I turned off my PS5 after testing it if it still worked, my mother came into the living room and was very concerned at what happened, and we told her that the movie we bought had an alternate ending instead of a regular ending. While we were watching the movie, my mother was in the attic cleaning out dust on stuff that hasn't been touched for years. After telling her how the movie had an alternate ending scene, she told us where we bought the movie from, and we told her we bought it from a pawn shop in downtown. Instead of going to the pawn shop tomorrow, she decided to take us to the pawn shop to return the DVD and ask the employee why the movie had an alternate ending scene. Once we got to the pawn shop, it was already 7:03 p.m. EST and the sign said that the pawn shop would be open until 10 p.m. EST. Once we got inside the pawn shop, We asked the same employee to give us a refund on the DVD we bought earlier and tell us why the movie had an alternate ending scene instead of a regular ending scene, and this is what the employee had to say.
Well, last week, a person with the DVD came into my store and wanted to sell it for $7.99 Canadian dollars. And then the man told me,
"Oh yeah, by the way, the movie has an alternate ending scene. So if someone wants to buy it, please warn them that it has an alternate ending scene, and they might get shivers down their spine from the ending."
Today, you guys bought The Incredibles 2 alternate ending DVD earlier ago. However, I forgot to warn you guys that the movie had an alternate ending scene that may not what you expect.
After the employee told us how the movie had an alternate ending scene, she gave us our $7.99 Canadian dollars back. And she also told us that she would be reporting the DVD to the police tomorrow. After we got out of the pawn shop, we came back to my mother's car where she was waiting for us, and my mom told me.
So did you get your money back?
Yes, and we also told her that the DVD was sold by an anonymous man.
Good. Never watch movies with alternate endings again. Do you understand?
Yes. After that, we dropped off my friend Robbie home, got some gas, and then finally got home at 9:35 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. While I was watching the Super Mario Bros. Movie on my TV with my mom, I decided to email Pixar on my iPhone 13 Pro Max about the incident. After I emailed Pixar, I got an auto-generated email from Pixar saying that it would take 3 days to get a reply from Pixar, and that is how The Incredibles 2 alternate ending movie haunted me and my friend Robbie. If you ever go to a pawn shop and see a movie that has an alternate ending scene, do not buy it. You will absolutely regret it. The end.